Okay, I think I got the linkage figured out here. But I'm gonna have to see if it's gonna work when I get the throttle on and everything. Alright, now this is gonna plug in here. I realize you probably can't see what I'm doing. I can't either. Plug it in the bottom. Yeah, it plugs it in the bottom. Okay. Suppose it would help if we had a throttle cable, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna have to adjust the governor yet too. And oh, I should get this guy on here too. Get him stuffed down. Throw him on right here. A little bit harder now, but we'll get her. There we go. He's on. That just vents the crankcase and back into the carb. Like that. Emissions thing. Alright, aside from tightening the governor, I'm thinking that's going to be good. Put the throttle up. Let me go. I can put this on too. We'll do that next, I think. Alright, now this guy, he only goes on one way because it's got a, almost looks like a keyway right there. This way is not it. It sits right in here. Right there. Looks like these are the screws for it, I believe. I don't know, you think this thing will run? Oh, I gotta get this on here too soon. Pretty soon. Hooked him up to the starter. I'll show you that in a second. I'll get this tightened up. There's actually a torque for that, but I'm not gonna worry about it. What I do need is extension. Alright, now these guys. Keeps the dirt out of and the grass out of the blower and blows around here, cooling it. And it keeps the stuff out of it. Here we have Torx, or Star bit, whatever you want to say. And one size bigger, I think. Yep, him. Only going in until it touches. And then do the rest with the ratchet. All right. Sounds like a dinosaur or something. All right, let's get the starter. All right, starter cable is gonna go here. And a nut. You gotta make sure that the stud doesn't turn underneath the wire. Just keep an eye on it. Otherwise, the starter won't work very good. Okay, governor I gotta do, and I gotta put this on. The governor I could probably do with the cover on, maybe. I should really get the throttle hooked up now. And I could probably put the muffler on, I think, too. I think I'm gonna do that. So here's the shield for it. How clean is this? It looks pretty decent. This is going to go underneath, like this, I believe. That's going to go into the muffler. Two bolts for that. That's going to go like that. Here's the old gasket. And the bolts for that are these two. Torx again. Alright. New gasket. Let's see if we can kind of turn this. Maybe put that in after, maybe. I don't know what'll be easier. Alright, the top one works better to have an extension on it. The bottom one you really can't. You can't get in there with one on. At least not a long one. One of those holes wasn't the greatest, so I'm not going to go super nuts. But it's on there. Now, I'll tighten, get all this on. I put that bolt in there just because to help hold this angle here. So now I'll take it out so I can put the heat shield on. This guy here. Alright, so when I left off with this, I did not have spark. So what I did some playing around off camera. Well, this is a self-exciting coil, so you really don't even need power, and it'll, when this magnet goes past, it'll scientifically create the juice for the plug. So what this does is it kills it. It pretty much grounds it. Well, I have spark with this off, but I don't with it on, which means that something here, it could be anything. It could be the seat switch, it could be the handle switches, the PTO, parking brake, it could be anything that is preventing it from starting up. So I don't even know where I ended up here, but I got the carb all on. I got the governor I hopefully adjusted, throttle hooked up, so the throttle is down here. When I push it up, it moves that. And then when it goes, then when you go to choke, it hits your choke like that. So I cleaned this up. This is the pulse pump put a new filter on it. Probably put it down like that. So let's see what it'll do. It's gonna have to have this off. I'll plug that in. I'm only gonna run for a little bit. I mean, probably be fine for a little while, but it doesn't have the cooling from the shroud. And it's a little bit dangerous. Not the worst, but because there's a moving flywheel and stuff. But even if the color was on, you'd still have this moving. And all right, what view can I put you on? Right here. So let's see what it'll do. Oh, the solenoid too is not working. Maybe the battery is that low too. That's possible, but it seems like the solenoid isn't working. And those go fairly frequently. So I am starting it with a screwdriver, or turning it over anyway. So let's see what she does here, huh? I will say that it's got compression. When it gets to that compression point, she's hard to get past. All right, let's see if that works. Alright, that's enough for now. So you got some smokage going on here. Looks like well, we're gonna have oil burning off of things for a while because I had oil on the valves. Let's see. Cool. There's probably oil in the exhaust here. I wouldn't doubt. I didn't really clean it in here at all. It seems to have run pretty good though. It probably needs a good run now. Let's check the oil again. Oil seems good. She's got compression though. That is for sure. I still need another mounting engine mount bolt because I didn't get one. Also, I think at least the PTO clutch does some clickies. I also tried on here. There's a switch, you can hear it. Oh, right here. Hear that? So I gotta check these switches and see if they're working. And then there's the seat, which I would think it would run with the parking brake on, but does the parking brake switch work? I don't know. I would think it would because it shows up right there. But yeah, this doesn't do anything when you try it. I'm thinking the solenoid needs help. But that battery might not be much, but you'd think it would go with the charger on. All right, well, I got that figured out, I believe, because I was looking at these switches and I'm like, all right, what's going on here with this? You know, trying them, like this must be the switch here, but this snowblower handle was kind of like this. I was pushing it up a little bit like that. So I'm like, let's get that thing down. Parking brake on. Wire is hooked up now. And so you can see it. Still gotta do it manually, so I'm thinking battery or solenoid. You can see her spark there. So that is figured out, which means that I can put the rest of this back together. All right, I spent a lot of time cleaning this up. So to put it on, you got two studs here, right here, these guys, and then two here. One goes through the oil filler thing here. So there's two things when you put that cover on you gotta watch out for. You have to kind of get it into this groove right here. Get the shield to lock onto that. And you gotta get the oil filler to fall into here. Like this. Right in there. So I found works good. Is just feel underneath for that shield and get it to fall into that groove. It won't be able to go in or out once it's in there. Right there, I found it. And then on the carb, there's an O-ring on there, and it should seal to this. Just like that. All right, so I went back and looked at my video from taking it apart, and this is the only thing holding me up from getting done here. This wire went through here, through this hole, and in here. That's how it was when it came apart. So I wasn't sure if, you know, will this wire melt? I don't really want it close to the muffler here. I think it'll get extra heat there, but I'm assuming it'll be fine in here, plus there'll be air going over it from the, I can't do this at one hand. There, I think like that'll work. Right in here, through here, and then down here, so it can't get hit by anything, because you don't want to, like, it almost seems like it'd be okay, like, coming through here, but it's too close to the flywheel there where it could get hit. So that should work for that. Now I will put you in the tripod. All right. So now we're gonna put this cover on, hopefully for the last time. I don't think there's anything that I'm missing. Again, this shield right here has to fit in to here. This kind of clips in. I think it's easier to just feel for it. I think that's it, because it doesn't go in, out, in, it hits. So it must be right in that. Alright, where we need her. Don't have to be super tight. There might even be a torque for it, but hand tight is good. Okay, we're gonna do these. Now, of course, they go away from torques and they go to whatever that is. 3/8, I don't know. 3/8. That's also going to tighten down the dipstick thing too, holder. Now we're going to mount this like that. Alrighty, now let's do the air cleaner here. What do you think of the old one? Wasn't much, huh? Here's the new one. They're pretty common, and you can get them in the hardware stores or anywhere really. I think this comes with a pre-cleaner maybe too. Yes, it does. It comes with a pre-cleaner. Okay, basically the instructions say that there's some models that have ribs on this D part here. And you have to make sure that it gets down properly. But this one does not have them. See right here it talks about it. Oh, that's, I don't know what language that is. Right here, got ribs. Like that. This one doesn't have that though. So the pre-filter goes on this side because it sucks through here on the bottom. Filters through here. Filters through here and goes into here. So I think I'm going to put that in like that. I think that's how I want it. What do you think? Yeah, it looks like it'll seal. Alright. That's done. I gotta remember, let me check my notes on tighten, adjust governor. So engine mounts. Engine mount is the last thing. And then I can try it and see. I gotta put the pulleys on the bottom yet too. I can throw the plug wire on here. It does need another a new spark plug. And I'm missing a bolt here. Did I originally have it? And I don't know. I have to check my video again. I can always get that. Alright, now I think I'm going to start it up and get some doors open here. And then rev it up a little bit and see how it performs revving up a little. It's actually starting without the jumping the solenoid. Needs a little more juice, but let's give it a little more juice. I'd say she's a performer. I do want to run it more, but I want it outside for that because that muffler is smoking pretty good. Alright, I'm going to try and get these handles. So this thing did drive. Just took it for a little bit of a test drive here. I'm trying to get these handles more straight when you're going forward. See how far off they are. So this one's got to go back, and I can see it's off from that side. There, that looks pretty good. Now we'll tighten them up. Alright, I'll show you it running around tomorrow because it's dark out and tomorrow it will be daylight out. Let's get to something, huh? Alright, so I got engine mount bolts. I couldn't find one that are exactly the same. Probably have to get that from like Cub Cadet because they're close. Same length and everything, but the original ones had teeth that bite in. And this one doesn't. But I could use a lock washer. Although the lock washer isn't going to be real wide here. Maybe a tooth washer would work. And these are grade 8s too. The original ones I don't think were. So I'll put them in. Alright, so I got all the engine mount bolts in and tight. And those are good. I Loctited them too. Just a little bit of Loctite so they don't back off. I got this guy, found him. He's under my carpet. And that's really the last one, I think, for this project. And now there's a grease circ here. All hit. And then there's some in the front. But I'm going to clean this guy up. There's one here on each side. I'll see if the owner wants me to. I think the wheels have them too. There's one on the wheels on the inside, I think. Yeah, right there. So here and here on both sides, and then I'll see if the deck's got some. And then I'd like to fix the seats a little bit because you can see right there's, and it might be the actual seat part that's bad. So it looks like it's separated from the bolt. Yeah, it just turned. Something in the seat is stripped. Probably have to put a new seat on or something, but this is probably going to be a beater type rider, I would think. I'd say she works pretty good. Alright, so he wants this guy back this week. So I greased this, the wheels. So here and here. I should look to see if there's one on the kingpin where it pivots. I don't see anything on the spindles. Not that I can see. I should blow it out with air though. It starts okay when it's warm. It's still breaking in, but that's the battery he gave me, and that's like a freaking moped battery. Hardly start a candle. So when it's cold, it doesn't want to run electronics while it's turning over. So I'm gonna try and get a bigger one. Other than that, it seems to work pretty good. I think the right side's a little bit slower than the left. Probably because maybe it needs some oil. You know, you can see the left side is pretty dry. Right side, not so much. I could try adding some oil, I suppose, but that's about it. There's a hydro gear. I gotta let her cool off, and then I'll kind of look at it. He said don't worry about the deck and the blades, so I'm not gonna. It looks like it's got pretty good blades on it too. Here, look pretty good. So I think it'll cut fine. So I think that about sums this project up. If you took this to a small engine shop, they'd just say, yeah, the labor is going to be more than what the thing's worth. I gotta see if there's a grease arc here. Ah, there is, right there. I'm gonna get him right here. I'm gonna look on the deck a little bit more too. Alright, so I got the prices of the Cub Cadet RZT17. It is long gone. I think the video was shot in May, I believe. Probably April, May. And it's now mid-July. I'm way behind on editing. But here's the prices that I paid for the stuff for that. So the total cost of it, just in parts, was $264.26. And of course I charged them some for labor. I charged them $500 plus the battery I had to buy. So I think that was very fair. But if you look at, you know, the gasket set, I paid $18 for an old stock Briggs, and to buy them new, depending on where you get them from, let's see, gasket set here. This is a parts tree, $94.99. So I got it for $18. The crankshaft, the crank alone is $372.99 for original Briggs. And I got that whole, the crank connecting rod counterbalancer out of a takeout. It was takeout of an engine that ran for just under $100 shipped. And that was the most costly thing I did that I had to get. So I kind of wanted to just see how much it would cost to do it. Kind of a personal challenge, I guess. I'd say most places, like a small engine shop, they won't even take a project like that on because the cost of labor would be more than the machine's worth. You could just go buy a machine for a brand new one for probably what the labor is going to cost. So I kind of wanted to see if I could do it and how cheap I could do it. So $264.26, just parts. So the Briggs engine number is 31F777 RZT17E1. So if you have a mower or whatever it is that has that engine, this video should apply to it as far as rebuilding it. Alright, so check out my other videos. I am way behind on editing. I'm working on this. This is a homemade wood splitter, trying to get that running better. I worked on a video on this. This guy sucked the screws for the butterfly, the throttle valve, and the carburetor into the engine. So I got him working good. In fact, working better than it did before that. Yamaha Zuma, I think it was a 2004. It had to fix a fuel leak on that. And so I got all kinds of content coming up, as well as some Honda mowers and Yamaha mowers.